Well, we're going to be meeting President Xi and myself, and you know we have a very good relationship. But again, he's for China and I'm for the U.S. It's a big difference. And we thought we had a deal. We didn't have a deal, and I would never make something that would be less than what we already had. We had China opened up to trade. That's a big thing. They've never done that before. We had intellectual property theft taken care of, and taken care of beautifully. And all of a sudden, those things started to disappear at the end after they were fully negotiated. But that's, that's their decision. I think if they had it to do again, and in light of the fact that we have 25% on $250 billion of goods coming into the United States, and unlike a lot of countries, they subsidize those goods. We haven't had inflation, and, they keep saying that the American taxpayer is paying for it. No, very little. And what it really does mean is that a lot of those companies that are in China are going to be moving back to the U.S. You have car companies, General Motors as an example, that built plants in China. Well, that doesn't work out too well when you have the tariff wall up, because now they're going to have to get through that, and they can't really get through that. So maybe they'll start building plants in the United States instead. I think that we'll end up making a deal with China. We have a very good relationship, although it's a little bit testy right now, as you would expect. I think they really have to make a deal. A lot of companies are leaving China, as you know. It's in all the reports, and they're going to Vietnam and various other places, and they're also coming to the United States to make their product because they don't want to pay the tariff. And there is no tariff if you do it in the United States. People don't realize that. They say the tariff, but there is no tariff if you don't do it. If you just do exactly as I say, you bring your company back to the United States. And as far as Mexico is concerned, which was a very big topic yesterday, and now people are finding out that the reports that were written were totally false. We would never have had a deal with Mexico without imposing tariffs. Once the tariffs were imposed, and they've been trying to make this deal with Mexico for 20 years, 25 years. The older reporters, those great reporters with the very gray hair in the back, you know who I'm talking about. They know exactly what I'm talking about. You would have never made the deal with Mexico. We have a great deal with Mexico. I actually think we have a much better relationship right now with Mexico because they respect us again. But you would never have had that deal if I didn't impose the tariffs. And those tariffs were ready to go on Monday morning. And we made the deal on essentially Sunday night. And that extra little page of the deal that you saw, that brilliantly, I had gained such respect for you people when I held it up to the sunlight and it was closed and you were able to read it through the sunlight. That was not anticipated. But regardless, I mean, you knew enough of what it said, and I didn't do it on purpose. But we have a lot of strength in 45 days if we decide to use that strength. Maybe we will and maybe we won't. But there's a lot of power right now on the border. And I will say this, Mexico is right now doing more for the United States on illegal immigration and all of the problems of crime and other problems on the border than the Democrats. We can solve our problem on the border in 15 minutes if the Democrats would sit down, straighten out asylum, which is a total mess, but very uncomplicated, straighten out asylum and get rid of the loopholes. It would take, Jeff, 15 minutes. Okay? Thank you.
But just my original question, sir, was, do you have a deadline for imposing the 325?
No, I have no deadline. My deadline is what's up here. We'll figure out the deadline.